Hi, my name is Ben. I want to teach you how to write a perfect 5-paragraph essay. Now, you may ask, what's an essay? The first thing that comes into mind when you hear the word essay is argumentative essay, descriptive essay, explanatory essay, name them. All of those tend to use a formal outline that I want to guide you step by step today. Let's get started. Introduction. Now, what is an introduction? Look at an introduction as a way to know someone or know something or get an idea of what that author want to do or what that student want to write. In an introduction, there are 3 basic things that must be there. The first one is an attention getter. An attention getter is something that helps the reader remain reading your text, something that helps the reader to stick to the text, something that stimulates the reader. Now, if your essay cannot be able to stimulate the reader, they are most likely to get bored in the first line. So, in the very first line of your essay, what can you do to ensure the person is eager to understand more of what you've written? The first thing you can do is you can use a quote, some of the popular quotes. You can use one quote. You can put some facts. You can put some sayings, the common sayings. And if you're in academia, you can use some data. For example, you could say 1 in every 3 students suffer stress in their learning journey. Now, once you are done with an attention getter, now you can be sure that the person who is reading your paper want to understand more what you're going to write next. Now, in the next step, you're going to write a layout of the objective of your essay. Now that you've got our attention, we need to know what is it that you're talking about. And in this case, you're supposed to lay out your objectives. In the objectives, you need to discuss the deeper details. Introduce us into the topic that you want to talk about. For example, you could have a topic like discuss the role of parent in education. Now, that's the topic we are working with. Discuss the role of parent in education. In your attention getter, you need to bring out something that makes us want to see the depth of the topic, something that can surprise the readers. Then you lay out the objectives. Laying out the objectives means dig deep into what you want to talk about, and then you provide a thesis. Now, a thesis is a direct answer to the question that you've been asked. Discuss the roles of parent in education. Now, roles means what function do they play? What part do they take? How do they help in education? So you could find, as you already know, parents play the role of financing the student, guiding them and counseling them, motivating them to overcome challenges of learning, and so on and so forth. So you need to understand that we are working with a 5-paragraph essay, where paragraph 2, 3, and 4 are the body paragraphs. Now, having that in mind means that you need to raise 3 ideas that will be discussed in paragraph 2, 3, and 4 from this. So you could have a role like financing, guiding, and then motivating. So these are the roles that any guardian would play towards the education of their children. Now, from this role, you are going to create a thesis statement. And you could say, parents or guardian participate in education by financing, guiding, and motivating. That will be a complete thesis statement. Now, from these 3 attributes, we are going to get each attribute and to discuss it in each individual paragraph. Now, this is the outline of the paragraph you can discuss. The first thing you need to have is a topic sentence. Now, these are the ones that are going to generate the topic sentence. So you make the first sentence using this, the first idea, second sentence using the second idea, and the third sentence using the third idea. From the topic sentence, you go directly into supporting what you've just said. So you're going to look for literature. In this case, if it's in academic, it's always good to look for peer-reviewed literature and support by putting in text citation. So you quote the author that supports your discussion, you provide an example, and then you conclude that paragraph. And finally, you introduce the next idea that will be discussed in paragraph 2. That means you introduce this idea here. Once you're done with paragraph 2, introduce the third idea. Once you're done with the third paragraph, you don't need to introduce this. Then from there, you go directly into conclusion. Here you're going to conclude the entire discussion. You normally start by restating the thesis. By restating the thesis, I don't mean you quote the thesis verbatim, the thesis statement verbatim. You need to put it in a way that it is interesting for the reader and in a way that stimulates the discussion. And then at the end of your conclusion, you could probably raise something that is of interest to the reader, something that is motivating, something that stimulates the reader to act, and so on and so forth. That's it. In the next video, I think this is a very broad discussion we can have. We look at introduction separately, we look at body separately, and then we look at the conclusion separately. In the meantime, this is just a highlight. I'll get back into more details of each of these segments. Thank you.